Hello, friends, and welcome to another Sunday evening stream. I totally didn't start yawning literally 3 seconds before the countdown ended. I'm definitely not super tired and went to bed late and slept in. That's definitely not what happened last night slash this morning. How are you guys doing? um, I see we do have a Crystal here. Hello. How are you doing, Crystal? How is day I can't do math. 3 of recovery? Question mark? 2? Days don't mean anything. How are you, Crystal? And we also have Haley here. Hello. How's it going? Let me know what y'all got going on, how it's been since we last chatted, all that fun stuff. I am definitely very tired. I went out yesterday and got home at like 10ish, which is normally when I start getting ready for bed, but because I'd been out, I was like extra bleh. And so I just went right to bed. And then I didn't get out of bed. Okay. I got out of bed at 8 a.m. this morning to feed the cats, and then I got right back into bed for another like 2.5 hours and didn't actually start doing things until 10:30. So that is how my day has been. I've just been chilling. Like, genuinely, I didn't even put on real clothes today. I showered and then immediately put on a clean set of pajamas. I'm not putting on real pants. I am going to be comfortable because the string on my sweatpants, this is a whole thing that I don't need to get into, but I'm going to. The string on my one singular pair of sweatpants that I have, it like broke on both sides, but not like completely snapped. It was like a thin cord with a thicker cord outside of it, and the thicker cord broke on both, so it was just these teeny tiny little thin ones that were shorter, and they both got sucked into the sides. And I tried like going and like reaching in with a safety pin and everything to pull it out, but it just hasn't been working. I had to unstitch the back because it was one of those sweatpants where there was like a like the string was stitched in the back so that you couldn't pull it all the way out. So I had to undo those stitches, and then I still can't get the string out. So my friend who owns a sewing machine is going to undo some of the stitching that actually like makes the little tube that the string goes through, so that they can pull the string out, put the new one in, and then use their sewing machine to make like actual good stitches to keep it closed. Because like I can hand stitch things, but I don't think that would work for this. So I don't have my comfy lounge sweatpants anymore. And I don't like wearing real pants unless I'm going out of the house. Like jeans and stuff are just not comfortable. So I'm like in pants limbo here, which is a whole big thing that y'all didn't need to know, but I like to talk, so it's fine. And hello! Welcome! How is it going? Crystal says it took a bit to load. It's day 4, and it's going well. Laying on my side now, eating home fries. Ooh, sounds yummy. Lots of small snacks and naps. Valid. My older sister got surgery last week. I think we're in her second week of recovery right now. Maybe? I don't know. But she's been posting updates on everything. If it helps, I'm still wearing hospital PJs. Entirely valid. It is a tragedy. It really is. I have had this pair of sweatpants since like maybe freshman year of high school. So like I'm trying to do math. 12, 13 years, and they still are holding up. So like I'm not gonna buy a second pair of sweatpants when I still have a good pair. It's just the stupid string. And like I made sure to buy, like I ordered a new string for it that's the same color because they're gray sweatpants, but the cord on it and there's like a zipper pocket on the side of one of the legs, and like that zipper part are lime green. And I'm like, well, I gotta replace it with a lime green string, so I made sure to get a color that matched, and it's just a whole thing. So I'm looking forward to hopefully someday soon being able to give my pants to my friend to fix and then I can have my sweatpants back. I usually have to do the dishes during the first sprint. I don't remember the last time I have to do the dishes during the first sprint. I don't remember the last time I did them. Usually my mom has to do them all because I forget, and my brother refuses to take any responsibility. Valid. I am the dishes washer in my household because my boyfriend is in charge of washing the laundry. As we've established, I don't go downstairs in the basement because I hate the stairs and I will die. So he does the laundry, and in return, I do all the dishes. But we were out yesterday and kind of just snacked all day today. So I don't have dishes to wash today. Well, there's 2 bowls in there from like a couple of days ago, but the sink isn't full, so I'm not doing them today. That could be a tomorrow me problem. Got bored of watching all the Marvels, rewatched Loki again. Fair enough. What other stuff could you watch? Is there any like long franchise of movies you can get into? I technically still have one more Predator movie and one more Alien movie to watch, but it's like the most recent one of each, and I can't find them anywhere. Like they're not on any of the streaming services that I have access to, and they're not on the definitely not illegal website that I use to watch movies sometimes. So I guess I'm just done. I'm just not gonna watch those, and I want to start a new thing, but I don't know. I still have technically not watched the second and third Batmans in the trilogy because I watched Batman Begins a couple of months ago, and I've seen the second and third ones. This was my first time watching the first one, but I've seen the other two. But I figure if I watch the first one, I might as well watch the other two. I kind of want to watch Lord of the Rings. I've been feeling that itch for like a month now, but Stieg and I are going to be rereading the books together later this year in like the fall. And so I'm like, do I want to rewatch the movies before I reread the books? Like it is several months from now. So it's not like I'm rewatching them and I'm going to immediately start reading them afterwards. Like I have time, so maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I might also just not watch like series. Like I've loved movie franchises, but maybe I'll just find some one-off movies that I've been interested in. There is one on, is it Hulu or Max, on one of them. It's the new Sadie Sink movie where it's like a Orpheus and Eurydice retelling, but in like a gritty post-apocalyptic futuristic cityscape, and it's like a musical, and it gives me really big Bad Out of Hell the musical vibes. Like if Bad Out of Hell the musical was a movie instead of a Broadway show. And I love Bad Out of Hell the musical. So, but maybe I only like that because it's Meatloaf music, and I love Meatloaf music. Whereas this is going to be, I presume, original songs. I don't know. That's a movie that I might watch soon because I keep getting ads for it on Spotify. And I'm like, well, I do like Sadie Sink. I think she's a great actress. And I like musical movies. And the vibes seem cool. Maybe I'll watch that this week. We'll see. Disney Plus is full of things. That sounds like a vibe. Yeah. I'm interested. I don't know what else I have on my radar. I have like a whole list of movies in the notes app of my phone that like where I'm like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Let me write it down and I'll eventually get to it." I don't know where I put my phone. So, I can't tell you any of the other movies that are on my radar. It's either downstairs or in the bedroom. I have no idea. I'll find it eventually. But yeah. I'm very close to finishing Monster, which is the anime that I've been watching. And I have, I believe, 6 episodes left. And I'm going to try and finish it tomorrow. so that I can start afresh in April with a new anime. So that would take me probably 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on how often I pause, which often happens. I'm very much a watch a few minutes, pause, do something else, come back to it. But yeah, I'm gonna finish that up. I don't really watch live action TV shows anymore. Every now and then I do. Well, technically Taskmaster is, but that's not like a TV show. That's like a game show kind of thing. I don't know. I just rewatch stuff right now, so I cannot care if I fall asleep. I get that. Can't wait for October. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is finally coming out. Not a show or a movie, but that is really cool. I did not know about this, but I'm excited for you. Speaking of vampires, I'm currently reading the third Vampire Academy book, and by currently reading, I mean yesterday I read one chapter. So I'm excited to read a silly little book that I don't have to take seriously, because this past month I've read a lot of books that I enjoyed, and I read a lot of books that I did not enjoy, and I DNF'd a lot of books. And I just want something that I can turn my brain off and just vibe with. And that's what Vampire Academy is for me. This one is called Shadow Kiss, and I don't know if this is the one where the big twist happens to the love interest that I remember from the first time I read it way back in high school. I know it's coming in one of the books. I just don't know which one it happens in. I guess I'll have to read on and see. Watching an old show called The Tudors, and it's okay. Interesting. I don't think I've seen that one. Hello! How's it going? What you got going on today, Devasha? What you working on? I have been kind of doing nothing all day. And by that, I mean I've had stuff playing on my computer, and then I'm just writing a bunch of random stuff about whimsy that comes to mind. Um, yeah, I'm just having fun with it. I had a big realization about it yesterday because I went to go see Princess Mononoke in theaters, and I was like, damn it, these themes. That's what I've got in my book. This is going to be less silly and indulgent. It's going to be uh, more, deeper, there we go, than I meant for it to be. It's going to have themes and allegory. Yeah. It's going to still be fun, though. One chapter, yeah. I'm going to be reading that probably after the stream. I have to find my phone because I have it as an ebook. I have gone crazy on Libby recently, requesting several books, despite the fact that I already have like 12 books on my TBR for April. I'm like, let me just request like 5 or 6 other books that will come in at random times throughout the month. Sure, I have the time for that. Not you talking about Vampire Academy, my brain goes, House of Night is coming out with a movie, why? Is House of Night coming out with a movie? Is that like a thing that's actually happening? Because that's kind of insane. Insane if true. Spent the entire day in bed and then decided it was time to do my taxes, so I just finished that. That is a major thing to get checked off. Honestly, if that's the only thing you've done today, that is still a major accomplishment. Think so. I feel like the cast made a TikTok. I'm Googling this. We're doing this in real time. House of Night movie. What the heck? Why? In 2025? Yeah, it seems like they announced it in February. They they weren't good though. Which I mean, like, you don't have to have a good book to make a good adaptation. But I don't know, the story was just not good. Which is a personal opinion. It is a personal opinion. I will state that. If anyone out there lurking or watching the replay or whatever comes here and you're like, oh, I love House of Night, that is perfectly fine. You are allowed to. Personally, I did not like them. And I read like 6 or 7 of them. Like I got pretty far into the series. Weren't there like 15 of them? I don't know. Absolutely insane thing was not on my 2025 bingo card. That's the thing people say, right? Do people actually make bingo cards for the year though? I don't know. Crystal's apparently been sleeping on Wednesdays. Why? Just no. Coming up with ideas for a book about elementals similar to Avatar: The Last Airbender. You have my support already. I love Avatar. The research world building period might run long because all of it's from Arab/Muslim culture. Fair. I love the research and world building section of a story. That might be why I'm like still doing it for Whimsy. Like, I have enough figured out to plot out the first book. Whimsy is, in fact, going to be a trilogy, I figured out. That is not what I wanted. I thought this was going to be a standalone, but here we are. But I'm still doing a lot of, like, world building and stuff just because I'm like, I like this phase. I don't want to get to outlining yet. And I know I can still do world building as I'm outlining, but I don't know. I want to stay here for a little bit longer. Feel so motivated now. It's like that was my scariest task. So now I can do some of the little ones without feeling anxious. Exactly. Exactly. House of Night is the same bar as Twilight. I read most of them. I said what I said. I would honestly put Twilight higher than House of Night. I feel like, as insane as it is, Twilight still had like an overarching series plot. I don't think that House of Night did. I think House of Night, it was like a mom and daughter duo writing it. They just got together and were like, right, what can we do to our characters this time? And had no care in the world on if it like made sense with what they've done already. Yeah, it does sound like fun. Just talking about wanting an actual bingo card for every year, like to a coworker the other day. Make bingo boards not for the year, but like new seasons of shows I like. That's really fun. I thought at first when I like just was reading it and it said new seasons, I was like, oh, you do it like spring and summer and like all that, but no, for TV shows, which is so valid. Maybe I'll raise Twilight. Did I just say that? Listen, Twilight is bad. Full stop. New sentence, but it definitely did do some things. Some interesting things. Like the fact that there was that part where to represent Bella's like depression and complete apathy for the world around her, where it's just like the name of the month on a blank page going through until we get back to like the actual story. Insane storytelling moment in like having no story there. Like I think about that all the time. Genius move. Also, there's a line in, I guess it's the fourth one, because it's when Bella's a vampire, where she talks about breathing, but the action like doesn't have that same relief to it or something like that. I completely butchered that, but that line has stuck in my head. I've never read the books, but this is gonna sound insane. There was this guy on YouTube who I used to watch where he would read books out loud. Like one video would be one chapter, and he would like give his commentary as he was reading it, and that's how I know Twilight. I mean, like I've seen the movie since then, but that's how like I first took in Twilight because I tried reading the books and I did not get more than like 25% into the first one. But That line has stuck with me. That's also how I read The Hunger Games on my own first, but then later on I watched this guy reading The Hunger Games that way, where he gave his thoughts as he read them, which is such a weird thing. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone else make content like that, where the entire video is just them reading a chapter of a book and then talking about it. I don't know if you can do that legally. Whatever. It's a thing that I watched a lot of in high school. It was just this one guy. I have no idea what his name was, but I did enjoy the page formatting depression, but I love fancy formatting. Yeah, that's true. I do just like books with formatting, weird situations to it. Twilight's only bad because of the author's own upbringing and biases. I truly think had Steffi been not a Mormon, Twilight would have been so much better. But also, if she hadn't been a Mormon, I feel like it would have been a completely different story. That's like the thing, is that yes, people's own like biases and their worldview and everything do bad things to their writing sometimes, but at the same time, they shape them in unexpected ways, I'll say. Twilight's just a terrible Beauty and the Beast fanfic. Or retelling. Is it? What does it have to do? I don't know if it's Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. I'm kind of not over my retellings phase, but like there I personally have several retellings that I still want to write, but like reading fairy tale retellings specifically, I'm just like not in that era of my life anymore. Mythology, I'm still loving it, but like I don't know. I feel like we have not enough. Enough sounds harsh, but we have plenty of Beauty and the Beast retellings. We have plenty of Cinderella retellings. Like, do something different. I don't know. Thinking it through and going, what did I just say? It's okay, Crystal. You're still a little bit out of it from surgery stuff. It's fine. I sincerely apologize for what I say while under the effects of pain pills. Alan. I watched a lot of Caleb Joseph. That does sound like a name that I've heard before. Do the same, and that's how I know anything about Colleen Hoover books. Yeah, I would not touch a Colleen Hoover book with a 39.5-foot pole. You are so right. Princess and the Pea retelling would go hard. I know I just posted a video about this a couple of months ago, but my ideas are a Dante's Inferno retelling, which we definitely don't have enough of. I guess Frostbite is technically a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but like that's only like a little piece of it, and it's not like the whole story, you know? And what is the other one? Oh, my Midsummer Night's Dream retelling. Shakespearean retellings, I will take 1,000 of, please and thank you. But, yeah. I do also, one day, want to write a series retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, but I don't have, like, an actual idea of what a retelling of that would be for me. It's just something that I want to one day do eventually. Because I don't know what it is about the 12 Dancing Princesses. I think it's because of the Barbie movie. I watched that all the time as a kid. But the 12 Dancing Princesses has just always lived in my head, just hanging out there. I said some wild stuff while half asleep. I always forget what I say 0.2 seconds after. That's so fair. A lot of the time, especially when I'm streaming, I just say things and I don't let my brain like think them through. I'm just like, yeah, it's coming out of my mouth and we're gonna move on. Ooh, a Little Mermaid retelling. That's not the one that I see the most. I feel like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast are the two really big ones, but I feel like Little Mermaid retellings are also becoming more prevalent. I feel like Aladdin retellings too. I've seen a lot of those crop up in the past 5 or so years. Words happen, brain goes, what? Rewind. It's an experience. Yeah. Oh my gosh, y'all have let me yap for 26 minutes? I don't even know half of the words that I said in 26 minutes, but it's fine. It's probably nothing terrible. I have decided. Oh, wait. My brain is trying to idea generate Princess and the Pea, Jack and the Beanstalk, the Giant Killer, and something else. Ooh. You have my attention? Did y'all know that Jack in all of those like old stories and nursery rhymes is supposed to be like the same guy? I saw that somewhere, and I don't know if it's true, but it sounds like it is in my brain. But like Jack and the Beanstalk and Jack and Jill and what's that one about a candlestick? Jack Flash. Supposedly they're all the same guy. I don't know. Jack gets around, yeah. She's cooking, and I'm excited to see the meal that comes out on the other end. But yeah, what I was saying is, I feel like for the past several weeks, I've wanted more time in the first sprint, and I've like time traveled and pulled the timer back to give myself more time. So, Jack has ADHD. True. We are going to do the pizza rat. Hello. Thank you. We're going to do the pizza rat timer just so I assume I won't have to do any time traveling to give myself extra time. I'm like, why make things harder on myself when Violet already has a timer that's slightly longer? So everyone say thank you, Violet, for all of her amazing timers, even though we only use like 2 or 3 of them on this channel. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna hiccup. Ah. Pizza rat, yeah. So I am gonna get going on this. I'm going to feed my cats and then get myself some ice cream. I've got cookie dough ice cream and I'm excited. And then afterwards, I'm going to do my usual bullet journaling for the evening. Yeah. It'd be really funny if Violet watches my VODs. I doubt it, but she might. She's probably asleep right now, I would assume. So yeah, we are going to get going on our first sprint, and I will see y'all in just under an hour, actually. Okay, friends, that is the end of our first sprint. How was that for y'all? I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I fed my cats, and then I got some ice cream, and then I did my bullet journaling, and I made my to-do list for tomorrow, and I'm just gonna watch more YouTube, I guess. Well, no, I think I'm gonna watch more anime because I'm trying to finish Monster by the end of tomorrow. So I think that's what I'm gonna do with the rest of my time. I don't want to just sit here. Maybe I'll try and do more whimsy brainstorming while I watch. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. Can't believe we're at the end of the month already. Like tomorrow's already March 31st. Also, every year, every year I'm surprised that there's a 31st day of March. It feels like it should be 30 because it's the opposite of September. You know, they're on opposite sides of the year, and September only has 30 days, so why does March get 31? I don't know. Very inconsequential, but it's something that's always bothered me. Did world building for the Elementals book and started gathering word counts. Excuse me. For Dearest Sea, the Little Mermaid retelling, had a mild panic attack while I tried to find it. Oh no. Did you find it? What you were looking for, though? I am mostly organized and stuff, but every now and then I like misname something or I like name it something that's not helpful and then I'm trying to find it and I have to try to remember what I called it. For example, my notes document for the D&D campaign that I'm doing over on the Blank Page Tavern channel. We're playing Tomb of Annihilation. You would think I would call it like D&D notes or something. No, I just called it TOA for Tomb of Annihilation. And why did I call it that? Why did I not call it something more helpful? I don't know. But the other week could not find it for like 15 minutes because I'm like, what folder did I put this in? What did I call it? I don't know. I found it in Word, but I thought I lost it. Well, I'm glad that you did it. I don't even want to know what the files on my actual computer are like. I save everything to like Google Docs and stuff because it's just easier for me to navigate. Uh, all the files, like all my downloads and everything, are probably such a huge mess in my computer. Haley says dishes only took 20 minutes. Nice. So I spent the rest of the sprint getting laundry put away. Now I'm going to work on my bullet journal pages for April and maybe start rewriting notes for my literature class. Nice. Got a nice, good list of things to get done. I have to do laundry tomorrow. Well, I have to put away the laundry after my boyfriend washes it. But that's a normal Monday task for us. That's usually the day we do it. Ugh. The yawns have arrived. I have, in fact, already set up my journal for April. You can see my theme is just these purple flowery washi tapes, and so I picked out some markers that match, and it looks real cute. And then my weeklies look like this. I do the same setup for all of my weekly spreads where I have little boxes for each day in the middle. And then I have my task list, my notes for anything that I want to talk about, my focus, which is where I put my tarot card pull for the week, and then my reflection, where at the end of the week I go back to the tarot card that I pulled and talk about how it applied to that week. So yeah, my last weekly in April looks kind of funky because it's only 3 days. So Not too fond of how that one came out, but it's fine. I only have to look at it for 3 days. I don't like I understand why people do it this way, and I tried doing it this way when I first started bullet journaling, but it really bothers me when I have days from one month in a different month's setup because it's like part of the same week or something. I can't do that. I have to have it split up, even if that means I have half of a weekly spread. Then my reading journal I can show you. I theme my reading journal spreads, my monthly setups, after my favorite book of the previous month that I read. That's something I've started doing this year. So my April spread is themed after my favorite read in March, and my favorite book that I read this month was the second Emily Wilde book, Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands. So not this page, but this is the starting page. I've got all this space for quotes, this little corner, so I'm going to write my favorite book of the month. I've got this washi tape that has like mostly foxes, but also like some fruits and like owls and stuff. I've got like naturey stickers, and I tried to pick my marker colors after the book. And then, spoiler alert for Friday's video, which is going to be my TBR for everything. But this is where I've written down all of that. So I've got books for my 25 and 2025 book club picks, my card pulls. I've got some space for other books that I read during the month. I'll write them here, and then the 2 readathons that I'm going to be doing. I've picked out the books I'm going to read for each of those. So, very happy with how this turned out. I do still think my favorite is my January setup, which was themed after Divine Rivals, which was not only my favorite book that I read in December, but just my favorite book that I read in 2024 overall. It was so good. And I also read Ruthless Vows. I read that in February of this year. Just as good. It's an amazing duology. I love those books so much, but I'm having fun with my reading journal this year. Not that I haven't had fun in previous years, but I'm trying something new, and I'm enjoying the new thing that I'm trying with it, if that makes sense. Okay, I think we are just going to hop into our next sprint without doing much chatting because we are already halfway through the stream. It's going by fast. So I've got the bees. We're going to do the bees timer, our usual one. And I will see you on the other side. Okay, friends, that is the end of our second sprint. Crystal missed the end of the first one because YouTube doesn't play in the background. That's one thing that really bothers me about YouTube on mobile, which, like, I think if you pay for the premium, you can, like, have it still continue playing while you open up other apps, but I'm not going to pay for a premium subscription of anything. If you've got a free version, I'm going to use the free version. I watched stuff on the iPad and got a really cute pic of Azzy and Shannon cuddling under a blanket. Aww. I love that. I watched an episode and a half of Monster and got another page of brainstorming done. I really feel like I'm basically ready to start outlining. I don't want to, but also I do because I want to make progress in this and like further the story, you know? I do and I don't. But that's not a problem for right now. I'll decide that at some point. I think I'm going to do color coded index cards because this is going to be dual POV because it's a romance and both characters have their own complete arcs. So we're gonna start off alternating one and one. We'll see if that has to change into like a different pattern or no pattern. We'll see. Phone used to have a multi-screen app function, and I can kind of do it on this phone if I remember. Interesting. I do split screen on my computer a lot, but I don't really do it on my phone. I don't like. I know like you can do like the little mini player in the corner on your phone. I don't like that because it's so tiny. Like a phone screen is small enough. I don't want to watch on a fraction of a phone screen, you know? Came home because the cafe I was at was about to close, and I wanted to be out of their hair. Then entered the word counts. I'm about to start outlining. Ooh. Exciting. I actually don't know what color index cards I'm going to use. I have a bunch of neon ones because that's all that they had the last time I bought index cards, which granted was like years ago. But I don't like the neon index cards. But I also don't want to buy more index cards when I have like a pack of 200 something, you know? I don't know, some of the neon ones, the colors are so bright. Like the neon orange hurts my eyes to look at. But I don't want to just like throw them out or something, you know? Yeah, tiny screen bad. Got a couple bullet journal pages set up and adding color now. Still have 2 more to do. And I picked my outfits because I unfortunately have to leave the house every day this week. Ew. There's nothing I love more than spending time at home. First track meet of the season on Wednesday. That is very exciting. I did track for 2 years, I think, 7th and 8th grade, because my best friend Emily didn't want to do it alone. So I joined with her, and I was not very good, but, you know, they still let me participate. I did one of the dashes, one of those events, and I also did the relay. There were 2 different relays. One where like the 4 people together did 1 lap, and one where the 4 people together did 2 laps because each person did half of a lap. And I did the event where each person did half of a lap. And I was the person who started. Yeah. I haven't done sports in very, very long time, but that's fine. I'm just not a sporty person. I've decided for this final sprint we are going to do a short one just because it's already 8:23 and I'm tired and I genuinely all I want to do with this sprint is watch the last few minutes of this episode and vibe. Maybe I'll go look at my index cards and pull some out. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, we're gonna do a 22, the duck timer, just to close things out, get a little bit more productivity done tonight. And you know what? I'm just gonna start it because why not? So I'll see you in 22 minutes and 22 seconds. That was the end of our third and final sprint for the evening. So we're going to be wrapping up a little bit early tonight, but it's fine. It's just a few minutes. I did, in fact, watch a little bit of YouTube. Well, I finished my episode that I was watching, and then I watched a little bit of YouTube, and I went and I looked at my stash of index cards, and I was wrong. It was not the orange neon that was offensive and hurt my eyes. It was the green. The green was so bad. So I actually kept the orange and put it back in my little stash. But the other colors I put off to the side on my unhaul pile, my declutter pile, whatever you want to call it. It's just a little basket of stuff that I want to get rid of. So now my index card stash is about this much of a stack of orange, about this much of a stack of white index cards, and then 4 pastel pink ones, which I don't think, unfortunately, is enough to actually outline a book. I need to get more pastel ones. Or I could just use the white ones and, like, highlight the top line a different color for my 2 different characters. That could work. Honestly, not a bad idea. I might just do that. Right now, I've loosely color coded one character as like a dark navy blue color and the other one is like a lighter purple for no reason. Like, that's not any colors that they wear or would be associated with them in any way. It's just the background colors that I used for their little portraits that I made on Picrew, and so that's why I'm associating it with them. But I don't think I would want to use a dark blue line on the top of the index card, because what if I wanted to write on that top line? Then I can't. I don't know. None of this means anything. It's whatever. Crystal watched more YouTube and considered bedtime. I, too, am considering bedtime. I think as soon as I cut it here, I'm gonna get started on my nighttime routine and get ready for bed. Even if I don't go to sleep, I wanna, like, get ready to sleep, you know? Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, friends. Cat on my lap. Oh my goodness. So Gremlin every night sleeps on Jacob. Like, every single night. For some reason, at like 2 a.m., it was not that late. It was like midnight. I wake up and she's just on my chest. And I'm like, Gremlin, I cannot breathe. Mind you, she's a 5-pound cat. She's not that big. But I, like, wake up to her staring me dead in the face. And I'm like, Gremlin, why are you here? It was so bizarre. That's only the second time she's ever done that. The first time was a couple of months ago. And it was because Jacob and I played a trick on her. And I think she thought I was Jacob for a second, and then she immediately left. But I don't know what she was doing. Jacob had to, like, pick her up and move her off of me. Haley set up another page for next month. I think I'll finish the last one tomorrow. I'm gonna start getting ready for bed after the stream. Maybe I'll go to bed early for once. That seems to be the consensus here for everyone. I do not. I have almost all of my pens are black ink because that's what I prefer. But then I've got a couple of, like, I don't know, like, someone doesn't know what to get you for a gift, so they get you a notebook and a pack of pens, and it's like, it came with like a lime green and like a bright blue and a pink and a purple. I'm looking over at my little cup holders in case you were wondering, because I have all of my mini recycling bins, and each one has a different thing in them. So, like, I've got one for pencils, one for bookmarks, one for highlighters. Then I have one for all my pens that have black ink, and then one for all my pens that have non-black ink. And most of them are blue, which I don't know why, because I don't like blue ink. But then some of them are... I've got, like, 3 red pens for some reason. I don't know where I got them. But no, I do not have any white ink pens. unfortunately. She is very silly. Jacob went for a bike ride this afternoon, and immediately after he left, she started running around screaming. And when I say screaming, I need you to know that Gremlin does not meow ever. She makes like the most pathetic little sound, and we just call it screaming. She's just running around doing that all over the house, and I'm like, girl, what is up? He leaves for bike rides all the time. You can chill. Tried to find a snippet I wrote back in high school for the elementals. Sadly, I don't have it anymore. No. That's sad. I I don't even know what I do and don't have for writing for the past. I have a bunch of stuff in my Google Drive, but then I also have one of my little cubbies on my white cubes over here is all of my binders and notebooks from college. And I know there's definitely a lot of writing smattered throughout there, so one day I'll go through it. Maybe, eventually. Who knows? But yeah, I think this is where we're gonna call it, my friends. It has been lovely, as always. I am glad y'all joined me. I don't have anything special to talk about. Well, I do. Last Friday, announcement video went up for the next round of Vox Machina-thon. It's nice and chill. There are only 3 prompts, and it's the last 2 weeks of April that's taking place. Check that out if you want some reading prompts. I don't know. This upcoming Friday will be my TBR video for April. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. But other than that, I will just be back next Sunday. So I'll see you then. Bye, friends.